Imagine you have an infection. You go to the doctor, they know exactly what it is, and they prescribe a medicine that's supposed to cure it. But it doesn't work. The medicine fails, and the infection gets worse. This isn't a scene from a science fiction movie. It's a reality happening right now, all around the world. It's called antibiotic resistance, and it's one of the biggest, quietest threats to our health today. The scary part? Many of us are contributing to it without even knowing. So, what exactly is antibiotic resistance? It's not that your body becomes resistant to antibiotics. It's the bacteria, the tiny germs that cause infections, that change and evolve. They develop defenses that make our most powerful medicines useless. It's like the bacteria have learned to wear a suit of armor against the drugs designed to kill them. And once they figure out the trick, standard treatments for infections like pneumonia, UTIs, and even simple skin infections can suddenly stop working. Think about how much we rely on antibiotics. They're not just for treating a sore throat or a chest infection. They are the silent heroes that make modern medicine possible. Complex surgeries like heart bypasses or joint replacements. They rely on antibiotics to prevent post-op infections. Cancer chemotherapy, which weakens the immune system. Patients need antibiotics to fight off life-threatening germs. The miracle of childbirth and the care of tiny, premature babies, all made safer by effective antibiotics. Without them, even a minor cut could become a fatal infection. We'd be thrown back into a medical dark age where common procedures become incredibly risky. This crisis didn't just appear out of thin air. It's been building for decades, driven by how we use and misuse these precious medicines. Every time we use an antibiotic, we are giving bacteria a chance to learn and adapt. The main drivers of resistance are things we see every day. Using antibiotics for illnesses they can't treat, like the common cold or the flu, which are caused by viruses. Stopping a course of antibiotics the moment you start to feel better, instead of finishing the full prescription. Using leftover antibiotics from a previous illness or sharing them with family and friends. It also stems from bigger issues, like poor infection control in hospitals and the overuse of antibiotics in farming to promote growth in animals. Each one of these actions, no matter how small it seems, is like a training session for bacteria, teaching them how to survive our best weapons. Let's bust a few common myths that are pouring fuel on this fire. Myth number 1. Antibiotics can cure my cold. Absolutely false. Colds and the flu are caused by viruses, and antibiotics have zero effect on them. Taking them for a viral infection does nothing to help you, but it gives bacteria in your body a chance to develop resistance. Myth number 2. I feel better, so I can stop taking my antibiotics. This is a huge mistake. Feeling better doesn't mean all the harmful bacteria are gone. The ones that are left are often the toughest. If you stop treatment early, these stronger survivors can multiply, causing the infection to return, but this time, it'll be much harder to treat. And myth number 3, I need the strongest antibiotic available. Not true. Different antibiotics target different bacteria. Using a broad, powerful antibiotic when a more targeted one would work is like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. It causes unnecessary collateral damage to the good bacteria in your body and increases the risk of resistance. Believing these myths isn't just misguided, it's actively making the problem worse for everyone. So how does this process actually work on a microscopic level? Imagine you have a bacterial infection. The population of bacteria is made up of billions of individual germs. Most of them are susceptible to an antibiotic, but by sheer random chance, a few of them might have a natural mutation that makes them resistant. When you take an antibiotic, it wipes out all the susceptible bacteria. You start to feel better because the vast majority of the germs are gone. But what's left behind? The small, resistant group. With all their competition gone, they are now free to multiply without any opposition. They take over, and soon, your body is filled with a new army of superbugs that are all resistant to that antibiotic. Even worse, bacteria are social creatures. They can pass their resistance genes to other bacteria, like trading cheat codes in a video game. This can happen quietly inside your body without any symptoms, until one day you get sick and the go-to treatment fails completely. The consequences of this silent spread are devastating. Antibiotic resistance leads to longer and more severe illnesses. It means more trips to the hospital and longer stays, which dramatically drives up healthcare costs for everyone. And the most tragic consequence of all? It leads to higher death rates. Infections that we've been able to cure easily for nearly a century are now becoming untreatable killers. It's a global health emergency that's unfolding in slow motion, but its impact is just as severe as any fast-moving pandemic. The good news is, we are not helpless. We all have a critical role to play in turning the tide against antibiotic resistance. It starts with our personal choices. First and foremost, only use antibiotics when they are prescribed by a qualified healthcare professional. Don't pressure your doctor for them if they say you don't need them. Trust their judgment. If you are prescribed antibiotics, it is absolutely crucial to complete the full course of treatment, even if you start feeling better halfway through. Remember, you need to wipe out the entire infection, not just the weakest bacteria. Never, ever share your antibiotics with someone else, and don't use leftovers from a previous illness. What worked for one infection might be the wrong drug for another. And one of the most effective things you can do is focus on prevention. Simple things like washing your hands regularly, staying up to date on your vaccinations, and practicing safe food preparation can prevent infections from happening in the first place. If we don't get sick as often, we won't need antibiotics as often. It's that simple. Of course, individual actions are just one part of the solution. We need a coordinated effort from our entire healthcare system. Hospitals and clinics must prioritize what's known as antibiotic stewardship. This means improving the accuracy of diagnoses to ensure the right drug is used for the right bug. It means using antibiotics responsibly, tracking their use, and strengthening infection control measures to prevent the spread of resistant bacteria within healthcare facilities. Governments and research institutions need to invest in surveillance to monitor resistance patterns and fund the development of new antibiotics and alternative treatments, because our pipeline for new drugs is running dangerously dry. This is a shared responsibility, a global challenge that requires global cooperation. It is really important to understand that this isn't about pointing fingers or blaming patients for getting sick or doctors for prescribing medicine. It's about collective awareness. It's about understanding how millions of small, seemingly insignificant decisions we make every single day can add up to create a massive global consequence. Think of our current antibiotics as a precious, finite resource, like clean water or a rainforest. They are not infinite. If we continue to misuse and squander them today, they simply won't be there for us or for our children tomorrow. Protecting antibiotics is about protecting the very foundation of modern medicine. This is a silent epidemic, but we can't afford to be silent about it. The first step is awareness. The more people who understand the threat of antibiotic resistance and know how to fight it, the better our chances of preserving these life-saving medicines for future generations. Your voice matters. Your choices matter. Let's work together to keep our medicines working. Thank you for watching. If you found this information valuable, please share this video with your friends and family. Spreading awareness is one of the most powerful tools we have. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on how we can build a healthier future together.